Now, after those events, uh, Officer Washington knew that there was going to be some swift retribution from the French once word of this got out. He knew perfectly well that the French were coming down, they were mad, and they were bringing a whole wagon load of butt kick with them. So they decided to, in this clearing over here, began making trenches and breastworks and earthworks in this area, and they began making a fort here, which they eventually called Fort Necessity, were exactly for that reason. And there inside here, they were surrounded by the French. And how it became involved with the Indians was the Indian chiefs were used to being able to play off the British and the French against one another and just have them fighting each other, and they could go about business as normal. But one of the Indian chiefs actually went to the British officers and said, okay, once you get the French out of here, what's your plan? And in a, how should we say, true form, he responded that this will be British sovereign territory and no savages will have rights to this territory. Needless to say, my kin didn't take very well to that. And so, needless to say, they sided with the French. Hence the term French and Indian War. And so, the whole outlying trees area here in the trees, they were surrounded on July the 3rd, 1754. Now, you can't say the day before Independence Day because that was a good 22 years down the road. So they came out and they were just picking off the British and their reinforcements. They had about 400 men, but they were picking them off left and right. And Washington and his men were pretty much being massacred. And so the French did something a little different. They sent a courier through the lines, and they contacted Washington and said, okay, we're offering you terms of surrender. And they offered him actually quite generous terms of surrender. The condition, and he was told they could keep their arms, keep their weapons, and they wouldn't have to lower their flags, which was a big hoop-de-doo in previous warfare. But there was a problem. The document that came through was sopping wet, got wet in the rain, and it was written in French. Washington didn't speak French. His translator spoke choppy French, didn't do very well with it. There was a specific point in that document where Washington was signing the terms of the surrender that he took full responsibility for the murder of that French diplomat. According to Washington, that was a French spy. He did not view him as a diplomat, but he did not realize what he was signing. Word of that got out all throughout the world and all throughout Europe, and that would be one of the major events that would start the French and Indian War, is right here in this area. And this would be the area would be the beginning of the end of French influence in North America, because at the end of the French and Indian War, there would be a French presence still in Quebec and Louisiana, but the British would still pretty much have the whole continent lock, stock, and barrel. So those are some of the things that happen here in the Ohio River Valley. There you go.